Hi, my name is Mark Coben, and in this session I'm going to show you very briefly how I create my website reviews, my demos, without using Camtasia. And there's a good reason for that. I'll explain why in a second. I get involved in producing all kinds of content for IT providers, for managed service providers right around the world. And one of the specific services I offer is something I call MSP Website Reviews, where I help MSPs over the course of about 30-35 minutes. I do a review of their site. I cover all sorts of different areas, and I do that privately. I also do it as part of the very, very awesome Tech Tribe. If you've not heard of the Tech Tribe before, take a look at thetechtribe.com, but you may well be watching this inside the Tech Tribe, in which case you know all about it. And this is what my reviews look like. I follow a bit of a template, a bit of a style, and I do quite a lot of these, and so I need to make sure that it's easy, that it's simple, that there's not lots of complicated fiddling around and editing behind the scenes. And so actually I don't use Camtasia for that. I use something different. I use something called OBS Studio, and the amazing thing about this hugely powerful piece of software is that it is, and I don't understand why, well I do, it's open source, but it's completely free. And it's one of the most powerful pieces of software I have ever used. There's a fantastic community around it. And what it enables you to do is to not only broadcast live streams into YouTube and Vimeo and so on, but actually also to record in a similar way, not as powerful as Camtasia, but in a similar way, and it works an absolute treat. So let me show you what it's all about. This is OBS Studio. You're looking at me right now talking to you, and on the right hand side here, on my screen just to the left of me here, there's a website which happens to be one of mine, but it could be any website, which I'm now going to talk through. I've got my camera set up over here, which I'm staring down, of course. I have my camera window set up in OBS Studio, and I have a separate window which is actually a screen capture on the left hand side here of this particular screen. And so what's super cool is that down in this left hand corner you can see there's a bunch of different scenes set up. It's really very, very easy to use. So I can actually just create a full screen camera. This is just taking an input from my microphone, which is just down here, and my camera, which is right in front of me here on a tripod. I've got a little light behind me as well. That, as you can see, is just, you can see from the red outline there, that is just a single camera feed. But what you can then also do is you can get real clever. You can do a little split screen like you're seeing there. You can create a little template. So what we've got over the front here is a PNG, an image, which has got two transparent cutouts inside it. And then what I've got behind it is, as you can see here, this is the camera one screen, which is set up, which effectively sits not behind, in front of it. Sorry, it's behind that image, so it's all masked off. Although it could be in front of it, and you can actually use the tools here to mask the capture. And then on here, what we can see, and I can scale this in and out. So this is my screen capture. In fact, you can see the video overlapping behind here. So I can just change that screen capture. I can also hold my Alt key down and crop it like that, should I choose to. So I can manipulate that screen so it sits within that window. And you can also see I've also got my microphone switched on here, so you can see the mic is also recording too. So there's a whole bunch of different things you can do. This is not meant to be an exhaustive demo, but there's a huge amount that you can do. And then simply when I start recording, I have my the website that I'm looking to review right in front of me on the screen here, so I can chat through it, and I can also talk to the camera at the same time, and I can click around and talk about what I'm doing. But the important thing is that you're seeing me as well, so you can get that personality across, you can emphasize, you can stress certain points. When you're ready to set up, all you have to do is hit the recording button down here, and with a little tweak of the settings you can record to MP4. Now what I also actually do, just to be completely transparent here, there's about 4 or 5 different sections to my reviews. I record each one separately. But I do it as live. You know, if something goes wrong, I can always just start it again, or just, in fact, actually press the pause button. You know, if I hit recording here, you can see there's a little pause button there, which is quite handy. But now that little snippet is now saved off. I then bring all of those 4 or 5 pieces together. I can just crop off the ends on a single timeline. I happen to use Premiere to do that, but you could use any free open source video editor just to crop some video clips together. Or if you're just super slick, you might not even need to do that at all. You can actually put fades on the using OBS Studio and simply just record as live and hit stop, and then upload your video to YouTube or Vimeo or whatever. So it's as ever with these things, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you're set up, once you've got your settings correct, and there's all kinds of help on YouTube, it's a really powerful piece of software. The best thing about it is that then there's no post edit. As you can see, what I'm recording here is as live. I'm not fiddling around with it in Camtasia. I'm not having to export it even, so I'm not generating massive files. I'm just what is being recorded is then exported. That's it. It's as simple as that. So for me, this is a really simple and more flexible way, I guess, of recording inside Camtasia. The other reason I like to use OBS Studio is I've never yet managed to crack great video quality in terms of camera here when it comes to Camtasia. It's always a bit average. It's never as crisp as you're seeing on screen right now, and so I decided to try and figure out another way of doing it, and this for me works a treat. So I hope that was helpful. Get creating and see what you can come up with. Cheers.